Well, welcome back to another video on the channel. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. Today we have a pretty interesting one in store for you. So, we did indeed have another run-in with the local police department here where I live. If you follow the channel, you'll know that I've been pulled over before, and that was because the police officer at the time thought that my tires stuck up too much. And then I did a video about putting fender flares on and so on. If you haven't seen that video and you want to, I'll link it down in the description. However, this time it was for something completely different, and we're going to get into all of that a little later in the video, because yesterday I checked out a pretty interesting car. Now, we all know that I have a 2018 AMG C63 Coupe, and for 2019 they've actually been updated. They have a really nice interior, different steering wheel, completely digital instrument cluster, different infotainment screen, different front end, and so on. So I really wanted to take a look at one, mainly for the interior. So what I did was go to the dealership where I bought my car, Barbara Rahal Mercedes in Wexford, to see if they had one in stock. I didn't even call or anything like that. It was very impulsive. I didn't go there to do a full review or anything like that, but they did in fact have one. So let's check it out and do a side-by-side comparison to my car. And we have it right here sitting next to mine. Never mind that it is a convertible. The main thing I want to take a look at is the interior, because that's where the main upgrade has been for 2019. It's basically a facelift. So if we take a quick look at my car here, I have the analog gauges, which I don't really mind at all. I like the gauges. They look great, but when you see the ones in the new C63, yeah, it's definitely a whole lot nicer. We have the steering wheel flat bottom here, and then we have the dynamic select button is here, and so on. It looks a little different in the new one. So let's jump out here in the rain and jump inside the 2019 C63 AMG. So you know what, before we jump out, since it is raining, we'll take a look at this difference here as well. My car has the same key that Mercedes has pretty much been using since, I don't know, 2002. And this is the new key for at least a C-Class, so definitely a different design. And yeah, I mean, I don't think this key is ugly, but it was definitely about time that Mercedes got some new key fobs. Looks good. All right, so here we have them side by side. I already know that mine's gonna look better because, you know, the mods, the wheels lowered, got some more carbon fiber and stuff here. So for 2019, they pretty much look the same. Now, I have the stock grille on mine, although it is wrapped. And here is the new grille, which I'm not really a big fan of. If this one had the night package, meaning that all these chrome trims are blacked out, it would look a whole lot better. But sitting right next to each other, you guys can see the difference. Now, the LED projector lights are different. See, mine has like two of the same. And this one has an LED projector right there, and then two separate ones right there. Let's jump in here. Checking out AMGs in the snow. This one has the same seats as mine, so no performance seats. It'd be nice to see the performance seats. Oh yeah, and look at this. You can tell right away, it's not a fully loaded C63. It doesn't have the carbon fiber center stack. But look at this steering wheel. Man, this is nice. You know what? It's supposed to have the start button right here, or on this side, and then the dynamic select button is supposed to be here as well, but on this one it's still down here, so it's most likely a package that is missing. Let's start it up here. Oh yeah, and we're gonna open the valves. Oh wow. Wow, that sounds so different from my car. And it's not just because I have catless downpipes on my car. Obviously, it's gonna sound different, but when my car was stock and just had the performance exhaust like this car here, it did not sound like this from the interior when you revved it. I mean, it sounds great, but it's different. It's almost like a little induction sound type thing. That is weird. But yeah, take a look at the steering wheel. I wish it had the start button here and then the dynamic select button like most of the pictures that I've seen. But the infotainment screen is a lot wider, but very nice instrument cluster here. Let's go outside and see what the idling sounds like. Now the exhaust tips have a slightly different design as well on the 19 versus the 18. So let's take a look at the sticker here. Yeah, 88,215, so it's very close to the price that mine was brand new. So it's got the AMG Performance exhaust. I'm trying to figure out what package is missing for it to not have the start button and the dynamic select button on the actual steering wheel. That is weird. But here we can see both cars from the rear. Mine definitely looks better, but interior wise the 19 is definitely nicer. So since it is raining here, we're gonna turn the car off and leave, because not much else is new for the C63, at least not that I know of, that really makes a huge difference. The grille is different, headlight slight difference, tailpipe slight difference as well. I'm gonna lock it and get back in my car. That's a huge difference. Now I would have liked to take a look at a coupe that is fully loaded to see all the differences, but let me know which one you guys like the best. Okay, so back to the steering wheel here for the 2019 C63, and we're obviously back in my car here, the 2018, but I just found out that the actual start button and the dynamic select button, they are options. Actually, the whole steering wheel is an option with performance buttons. So you either order a C63 with the steering wheel that has the dynamic select button and the start button, or you order a regular steering wheel like the one that we were just in over on the lot, and that's when you can get an option like, let's say, a heated steering wheel. So you have to pick either a performance steering wheel or just a regular steering wheel if you want it to be heated. And I have no clue who would go and buy a C63 AMG without having the performance steering wheel, but there we have it. I didn't know that. I was just told by the sales department at Barbie Rahal Mercedes. So there it is. I hadn't really read up on the 2019s all that much, so as I mentioned, I found out later that the performance steering wheel is actually an option if you get a regular C63. If you get a C63S, it's actually standard. And like I said, I don't know who would buy a car like this without having that steering wheel. It's absolutely amazing, and I've yet to see one. So hopefully here in the future I can do a proper side-by-side review of a 2019 C63S coupe and mine. Alright, but enough about that. Let's get into the topic of today's video. As you guys can see, it's still snowy out here. Now the other day when I filmed the previous video that was uploaded on the channel, it was a whole lot more snow. So I went to a park here nearby where they have a big empty parking lot, and I had some fun. But it turns out that not everyone appreciated me doing donuts and a couple snow burnouts and stuff like that. Although there were no people around, at least close to where I was doing this, someone ended up calling the police. What's up, man? Did you get a call about me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. I was just doing some snow burnouts.
I see that now. Yeah, 'cause at the end of the day, you're still running a risk of sliding off the road. Okay. Nice truck, though.
Thanks.
I actually didn't see it. I can hear it. Nice truck, though.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I've seen you before.
I live right this.
Yeah. You had a truck for a while?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a bunch of mods to it. So.
Yeah. Now, were you the one that... Did you post them on Facebook? Yeah. Did you get stopped for your tires?
Yeah.
Okay,
that was on YouTube.
Yeah.
I do that for a living, like do videos, not get pulled over by the police.
Yeah.
Do videos and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of your colleagues.
Yeah.
I think. No,
he's retired now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I recognize your face when I saw the tire. I think that's what he's talking to you about, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got the fender flares on.
Hey man, you do you. I'm not even worried about it. I like it.
All right, dude.
Take care, man.
Thanks.
Is there a barrier here?
No, there was just snow here.
They already removed the barrier.
No, when I came, there was no barrier. There's one right over there, but
Yeah. All right.
All right, man. Yeah, so local police, again, although they're all cool though, they're just doing their job. So yeah, there we have it. The police officer stopped by, we talked for a while. He actually recognized my truck. He also recognized my face from what he called a Facebook video. Although it wasn't a Facebook video, it was a YouTube video. And that was when I was initially pulled over by his colleague for my wheel sticking out too much. Also interesting to note is that that police officer that actually pulled me over that time, he's now retired. So maybe I should take the fender flares off. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to push it. I actually like the way the truck looks now with the fender flares. Yeah, she looks beefy. I've grown to love those fender flares. Now this cop in question, he actually just complimented me for the truck. Said it was nice. He didn't seem to care whatsoever that my wheels still do stick out a little bit, although I in fact have fender flares on there. So I mean, everything was cool, and like I've said in the previous pullover video, you know, I'm very pro police department. You know, I'm not about making videos where, you know, I come down on the police and, like, you know, call them whiny and bitchy and that kind of thing. They're just doing their job, just like this police officer was here. I mean, my truck is very loud, and it's down at a park, and there was indeed far away from the parking lot where I was, you know, some kids snow sledding and stuff like that. And I understand. I mean, for a police officer, it's safety first. Even though, in my opinion, that there's no way that I would slide off that parking lot, cross another little street, and get into the area where those people were doing their snow sledding. You know, that's impossible, because then I would never have been doing that, especially when there's kids around. But I understand that when he gets a call like that, he has to come over and, you know, at least have a conversation with me. And of course, I stopped doing these donuts and burnouts in the snow after he got there. And that is that. I just left and went home, and yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're stopping by for the first time and you haven't already, and you feel like you want to, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.